Okay. So let's try this again, shall we? This is number 3. Well, anyways, so hey girl, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? That's my little thing. I always be saying that to everybody, you know. Right now I'm trying to straighten up my desk and whatnot before I get into the actual video, because no ma'am, no, there are no more. That's it. Goodbye. My children keep coming in here, so I didn't have to start this video over about 3 times now, although you may see some of my little bloopers and whatnot, but you guys won't see the actual videos. You just see me being frustrated at them because, you know, they're just sitting up here, no sir, goodbye, you have a banana in your hand, because they want some more bananas. And they just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bananas. So there's 5 of them and they all had a whole banana apiece. No ma'am, there are no more. There are no more. See, they're gone. You don't want it. Okay, thank you then. There are there are no more. And my cat, you see my cat? I let my cat get on the counter because, for one, we don't use the counter like that. And for 2, my kids, if her food is down on the ground, they will play in it. Mind you, I have toddlers. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Save some bananas for tomorrow. Yes. Thank you. So, as we start in this video, we're going to talk about the fact that my children love fruit and vegetables so much so that they will eat that more than any meat that you put in front of them. Put it back. It's not yours. You put meat in front of my kids and they will look at you like, just as she said, where's the fruit and vegetables? Go get your cup. So, why don't you go in the kitchen and look on the floor where you put it at? No? Okay. She wants that cup. She's gotta have that cup.
And the frustration starts.
So this is the life of a mom. My kids want juice. They only get juice maybe once a day, if that. And I'm cooking dinner as I'm making these videos. Although it is really early, but you know, it's never too early to start making dinner, because then you would have a little time left over for whatever that you're trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I have time to give my kids a bath and all that stuff. Goodbye, ma'am. Goodbye, ma'am. And actually try to relax a little bit. So, yes. So anyways, yeah, my kids will sit up here and they will eat fruits and vegetables more than they will eat any kind of meat. Give it to me. my kids, as you know, 4, 3, and 2-year-olds, they will eat a thing of salad, an actual salad, before they even touch any kind of meat that you give in front of them. Or they'll ask for corn and green beans, and broccoli is their favorite, besides the salad. Salads are their thing. So what do? But give them healthy things.
Get off my blanket. You too, Weena. Off limits.
So, yeah. So let's get into this video. We're gonna talk about. Okay. We're gonna talk about. I don't know, whatever comes to mind, I guess. Before, as I'm doing, you know, whatever. Where did my primer go? Okay. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this van situation now. You know, these companies be trying to get over. If you have to, now I get all my stuff from like drugstore. My stuff is drugstore makeup, but it actually works for me because I have oily and dry skin. So it just, certain things work for me, certain things don't. But if you push and you're pushing up on, like, I'm squeezing this tube. It's brand new. I bought it yesterday. And I'm squeezing this tube. Why is it just now coming out? That's half the tube. You paying, I think this was $8, $7 or $8. $8 for half a tube of primer. Never again. Never again. I'm gonna try and find some a company who actually gives the correct amount. Yeah, I use both in my hands most of the time. You don't really need a lot. It's not a booger. Because I was sitting up here like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this video over again because I got it back in the cave. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this van situation, okay? So, I tried to make a video before about this daggone van. You know, I'm not complaining. I am complaining, but I'm not, you know, I don't know the correct term that I want to say, because the van was gifted to me, y'all. And I appreciate the gift. I sincerely do. I sincerely appreciate the gift. Because at the time, I had another van. It was a 2005 Pontiac Montana. Love the van. My kids love the van. You know, it was nice. And I bought it with my own money. Me and my husband bought the van because we needed a bigger car at the time. I had just found out that I was pregnant with the twins. Just found out that I was pregnant with the twins. And at the time we had a 2005 Toyota Camry that I had bought from my mom. Because for one, I had gotten into a car accident in it, and for two, she wanted to buy another car anyway. So after I had gotten into the car accident, she was just like, well, because I got into a car accident. Somebody hit me from behind. And when they hit me from behind, I hit somebody in front of me. And it was a truck, so it messed up it had like the truck that was in front of me had a hitch. So their truck was fine because I didn't hit the actual truck, I just hit the hitch. And you could see in the back of the car that there was an imprint of the person that was behind me, of their, what is it called, license plate. As a matter of fact, it was an imprint. You can see the actual imprint of their license plate, not the actual numbers. You can see like maybe the first, I think it was a letter. As a matter of fact, you can see the first letter. That's how hard they hit me. But their car was so much lower than mine at the time, because I was coming back from the hospital from seeing my daughter, because my daughter was in the hospital. My Honeybee, as a matter of fact, Honeybee was in the hospital, and I can't remember what she had, but she was in the hospital for a good 2 weeks. And I was coming back from the hospital. I was going to go and see my husband, and because I had talked to him on the phone, but I just needed some support, because at the time my older son, and my oldest daughter couldn't be there because she was in like a ICU machine, and they had it where she was in the crib. She was very, very dehydrated, and they had her in the crib, and they had these plastic guard things. The rails of the crib thing were up, but above the rails of the crib and on the sides of the crib were these plastic guards. And she was on oxygen for a little bit, and then she was also had an IV. She had a lot of stuff going on. I can't remember. When I figure out, when I remember, because that was 3 years ago. When I remember what was going on with her, then I'll give you guys, the full information. But she was there, and it was all the way on the other side of town. And I was coming back for some clothes, as a matter of fact, for myself and my daughter, who was in the ICU. And after that, I stayed with her for 2 weeks. But on my way to go and get the clothes and stuff, I got into a car accident. So when I got into the car accident, the guy hit me. My car was up here like this. I guess theirs was a little bit lower, so the imprint of their license plate was lower than my license plate, and it hit the bumper, and it hit so hard that it made an actual imprint of their license plate. And after that, I exchanged information. Why does it look like this? Now I just bought this too. Am I tripping? No. Okay. So, yeah. So they hit the license plate or whatever. They left the imprint. So I exchanged the information because it was fully covered. The car was fully covered. I exchanged the information. Yes, sir. Okay. So yeah, so I exchanged information with the guy that hit me, but the guy that I hit, but the guy who hit me didn't stop. And once they hit me, you could see on the side of my of the Toyota where they scraped off a little bit and went around, and they kept going. So I didn't get their information because I didn't have, I didn't see who was behind me. All I know is that it was a gray car, I do believe, because on the back of my car was gray scrape marks. So yeah, all that happened, and that's how we got the Toyota. So when I found out I was pregnant with the twins, there was no way, absolutely no way, that the twins, my oldest son, my oldest daughter, my middle daughter, were going to fit in that car. So I say once I turned about 5 months, I put the car on a site and sold the car. With that money that we got from that car, that same night, I bought the Pontiac Montana. And when we bought the Pontiac Montana, it was like a couple months before Christmas, I think. Not even a couple months. It was a couple weeks. I say about 3 weeks before Christmas. And we had a little extra money left over. So, you know, we went Christmas shopping, got the kids what they wanted. And, yeah. So we did all that. And to say that, I'll say this. The van was good for a good 2 years. A good year. I hate that. What is going on? Like when I'm doing my makeup sometimes, the lighting changes. There's nothing wrong with my lighting. I got my light on, my ring light on, and it just changes lighting for some reason. But anyways, for a good year, then what happened? The radiator started acting up. So the radiator started acting up, and then the air conditioning went out. No, before the radiator started acting up, the air conditioner went out. So once the air conditioner went out, excuse you, what the heck is that? Once the air conditioner went out, and the radiator went out, I was just like, man, forget it. Because it was the air conditioning, then it was, what else was it? There was a leak in the radiator, so we tried to fix the leak before we fixed the actual radiator. That didn't help. I mean, it helped for like a couple months, I would say. A couple months. A good 2-3 months, it helped. And then after that, the radiator completely went out. Ma'am. Okay. Yeah, because you said that about 3 times. Michael, Michaela, up on, girl, get it together. Get it together. So, yeah. Anyways, long story short, I didn't fix the van, and me and my husband was going through hard times, and we'll get on that on another video, maybe, possibly, who knows. I have to talk to him about it, see how he feels, because it is part of his life too. And yes, this is my YouTube channel, but we are still a couple, we are still married, and whatever I have to say.
She ate a sucker.
Malachi, you left your sucker stuff.
Give me it.
You ate my sucker.
It's not yours, ma'am. Gone.
I needed a
Lord, help these peoples. These littles, as my mom calls them. She calls the peoples littles. Go. So, yeah. We fell on hard times or whatever. And I ended up not getting the van fixed because I was paying everything, doing everything or whatever. Excuse you, light. And so I didn't really, you know, have the means to do it. And so the van was gifted to me. I was gifted a 2012 Nissan Quest. Love the van. Love it. Love it. Kids love it. It has a TV in it. All the stuff. It's it's nice. I love it. I will tell you that. I like the van a lot. It's fully equipped with everything that we could possibly need. And
You're doing all right?
yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking.
What are you doing?
I'm talking to the peoples.
Oh.
What you doing?
We just... here.
No, ma'am. You guys have a whole video on. Beta. Get down, miss. Get off of that cat tree.
Mom, he kind of makes us,
So, yeah. I was gifted the van. So, yeah. I was gifted the van. And, so let me tell you about this van. It's a 2012 Nissan Quest. Love the van. Trust me. Love it. Love the van while it was working. The first time I got it, 3 months. 2 months at the max. 2 months. Loved it. Then there was a sporadic leak. There was a leak in the van, an oil leak, and which caused the bushing to erode around my tire, around the arm. Oh, I forget what it's called. The arm that hold, basically there's a piece under your van or your car or whatever, that the arm that holds the axle, the bushing eroded around there. So when I got on the freeway, not knowing that the bushing was eroded, I pushed the gas to get on the freeway, just as, you know, a normal person would. You excel to get on the freeway. You know, I hate those people who do not do that, because for one, you know that you have to be going somewhat the speed of the people around you in order to merge on to the freeway. Now these people who, okay. So anyways, as I'm getting onto the freeway, I accelerated, and as I accelerated, my car veered to the right. Now, mind you, I'm going straight. Why is my car moving to the right? So I was like, oh, what the heck? Mind you, I have all of my kids in the car with me. I was coming back from my mom's house. All of my kids in the car with me. Bro. So I've got all of my kids in the car with me, right? And so I'm trying to stabilize the car, because first of all, it's a brand new car to me. I'd only had the car like 2 freaking months. So I'm like, oh, what the heck is going on? So as I'm doing this, I'm calling and I'm like, Dad, look, the van, there's something wrong with it, you know? And he's like, what are you talking about? You just got the van, what's wrong? So I'm like, the van, every time I accelerate, it veers to the right. Like, and then when I decelerate and I take my foot off the gas, it veers back to the middle. But if I'm already trying to stabilize the car from going to the right, then as it's trying to stabilize itself, going back to the middle, and I'm already turning a little bit to the right, so I'm in the other freaking lane. So I'm like, this is going to cause an accident. Like, I'm going to be in an accident. So he's like, okay, well, can you take it to a mechanic? So I'm like, okay, cool. Take it to the mechanic. I'll take it to a prominent mechanic, Les Schwab. Have them look at it for me. Now, mind you, this whole time I'm like freaking, because I can be in an accident. with my kids in the car. Now, mind you, when I got into my first accident ever, was in that daggone Toyota, and it was not my fault, and I didn't have anybody in the car with me, so I wasn't really tripping because I did not have anybody in the car with me. It was just me. Although, you know, you be scared for your life, yes, but it was just me. So I wasn't really, you know, I was like, okay, I was more, you know, stable minded. Right now in the van, I was afraid for my life, afraid for my kids' life. I'm just like, bro, what in the freaking heck, right? So yeah, we get to the Les Schwab, and they're like, oh, nope, we see the problem right now. You've got an oil leak. Okay, so how much is it gonna cost me? How much is this gonna run me? Oh, you have an oil leak and you also have eroding of your bushing. So the part for the bushing, which I have to have the whole arm of the bushing, or the whole arm of my front axle, which includes the other arm, because for some reason they're connected, which I'm just like, okay, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. I'm just like, okay, so how much is the bushing and the arm gonna cost?
Why does it really look like I am like hurting my nose?
That's gonna run you about $895.
So rough.
And I was like, okay, all right. And he was like, but that's not including us putting it on. Excuse me? Excuse me? Now, at the time, I'm technically a single mother of 5 kids. Excuse me, y'all. Who was trying to get back in school, and I'm a single mom. That's one income. Come on. So, I'm tripping. I'm just like, bro, where the frick am I going to get this freaking money from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have a car. What's going to happen? You know what I mean? I have to have a car. At the time, the twins were really young. They were not even a year old. And I was just like, look, where the heck am I going to get this $895 from? Where the heck is this, you know, Lord, let it fall from the sky, please. Yeah, so it ends up getting fixed because my father, the one who gifted me the van, helps me, because I had only had the freaking van for 2 months. So I'm like, I don't have the money for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that gets fixed, right? Then I start noticing, matter of fact, I get the van 2 months later, because for some reason I had to wait 2 months. I guess the wrong part came, and then whatever. So I had to wait 2 months. As I'm waiting for my van, I get the van back and something else is wrong. I can't remember what else was wrong. So I'm just like, you know, whatever. I'm not waiting another 2 months for, you know, something that I'm going to just try and fix it. So I fix whatever it is. I can't remember what it was. I didn't put so much money into this daggone car. I just can't remember, because it's been a lot. As a matter of fact, I remember what it was. The starter, something went out. And matter of fact, the starter went out. I had to put the starter on, brand new starter. The alternator went out, brand new alternator put on. That was like $600 right there for the starter and the alternator, because I bought it out of my own money. I went to, no hitting please. I went to AutoZone and Napa Auto Parts, and my dad works for the city, and he gets a discount at Napa Auto Parts. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and ask him to help me to get the part. So basically, I just used this discount. I got the starter, I got the alternator, I got the filter for the air conditioning, not realizing that it wasn't the filter. I got an oil thing because I needed an oil change, although it was supposed to be fixed. I needed an oil change, so I got an oil change on it. I got all of my fluids. I was about to say liquids. All of my fluids, all of my fluids exchanged. Everything under the sun. Then one day, I was having an issue. I was working, and I was having an issue with my car to the point where my car just shut off on me on the freeway again. Like, it seems like everything that happens with this freaking car, I'm on the freeway, y'all. I'm on the freeway and the whole car shuts off. And when I say the whole car, I mean everything electronic in the car, my navigation system, my everything just shut off. Like, keys in the car, foot on the gas, in you know, can you tell how hot I was? Like, bro, come on. So then I'm like, fuck. Excuse me. Yeah, but that was my reaction. So I'm just like, dang, like, what can I do? And I'm on the freeway already, on the ramp. And so what I do is I try to put my stuff in neutral, and it goes into neutral, and the car shuts back on. So I'm like, what the heck? Now, mind you, the car starts back on like I had just started the car on. Like, welcome to Nissan. Bro, where was you at when I was getting on the freeway? Like, come on. Can you say hot? Can you say hot? I was hot. Mind you, again, I have everybody in the car. So I'm like, forget it. I'm glad I'm already going home. So I'm going home, and I'm sitting up there, I'm praying the whole way home. Lord, please don't let this car turn back off. Please don't let the car turn back off. I get home, and as soon as I get home, oh, that's what it was. The battery had went out one day, and I was like, I know I just put a brand new battery in this car. I know I did. Something was draining my battery. So I'm just like, freak, you know. That's not what I said, but y'all know what I said. So, well, I don't look like I'm just like, let me straighten back up. So, you know why? Because this whole situation just tenses me up. That's why. Everything about the situation is just like ridiculous. It really is. It's really ridiculous and, you know, frustrating. So we get back home, and I'm on it like white on rice. Like, okay, what could possibly be wrong? So I'm sitting up here and I'm researching, and they're like, oh, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Oh, you know, so I'm just like, okay. So there's this little part, I can't remember what it's called, but it's this little part, and they're like, it could be that. And so we go out and we buy the little part, and we put it on. Nothing happens. Nothing works. Then one day, the car just starts up. And I'm like, cool, you know, maybe Maybe everything is cool. Stupid me. I'm working. In the middle of working, as a matter of fact. And car goes out on me. Whole car. Won't start. Nothing. I've tried having it jumped. I've tried everything. So I'm sitting there in front of Subway because I was taking a break. Sitting there in front of Subway for an hour. It starts pouring down rain. When I say pouring down, I mean pouring down rain. So I'm standing there like crying, like, what is wrong? Mind you, I'm down the street from my house. I am working. Yeah, when I say down the street, I wasn't really down the street. I was down the street, up the street, over the bridge, down the street, and around the corner from my house. So there was absolutely no way that I was walking home. None. Especially not because I was working, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get money. And not just that, but you know, you can't just leave off a job. You cannot just leave off a job. So I call my mom and dad. My mom and dad are down the street from me, and they're like, we just got here to the store. You know, you just gonna have to wait a minute. It's not like you going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, cool. And my mom was like, you know, maybe we can have you towed back to your house. And I'm like, I'm working, like I can't just. And then I end up calling in and being like, look, I don't know what to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep working and my car keep going out, because this is the second time I was working and my car went out. And the first time, you know, I was in the middle of a job, I got a jump, and it actually worked. And I ended up just going home because my car was just acting up. I kept going on my job, and I went and dropped off what I needed to drop off, and I went back out and was going back on my job, and my car started acting up again. I was like, nope, that's it, we going home. Went home. Then this time it happened again, and I was just like, nope. So I called them and was like, look, I'm gonna have to take off for a little bit because I can't keep doing this, and my car is not reliable right now. Although it's a newer car, yeah, but it's just not reliable. I can't put myself in danger and put the company in danger for whatever because it's not reliable. Like, what do you know what I mean? There's nothing that I could do, basically, nothing. So they're like, okay, go ahead, you know, we'll take you off or whatever. So then my phone dies, and mind you, my car is off because something was draining my battery. And I thought that, you know, I was like, it can't be the alternator, I just put a brand new alternator on there. It can't be the starter, I just put a brand new starter on there. What the heck is draining my battery? So anyways, comes, you know, I finally, you know, wait a little bit. I'm waiting like an hour. I keep trying to start my car. I'm waiting. I keep trying to start the car. Maybe it'll start. I'm hoping it'll start. Sure enough, an hour comes. My mom and my dad finally is calling me, and because I turned my phone off because my phone was dying, and my mom and my dad is calling me, and they're like, so what's going on? You still there? And I was like, yeah. And they was like, okay, we about to be on our way, and then when we get there, we'll call the tow truck. So as soon as I get off the phone with them, I try to start my car again. Y'all, car starts. I had already called off on the work, so what was I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else that I could do but go home. So I go home. As I'm going home, my car's acting up. Like, I'm just like, bro, please do not turn off on me again. Please do not turn off on me again. And it doesn't. I finally make it home. Yay, right? Get home, turn the car off. Car won't start again. So I was just like, well, I'm glad I got home. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like, having a broken down car and being at home. I'd rather be at home than out on the street. So, hey, it is what it is. But I got home though. This is my husband. We can see you. My husband was trying not to be loud and be in my video, but he had to stand up eventually. Now, mind you, can't nobody see nothing behind me, but he doesn't know that. So he's like crawling on the ground, so he's not in my video. But yeah. So yeah, for about how long has it been? How long has it been, babe, since the van been not working?
Like 3, 4, maybe 5 months.
About 4 or 5 months. So it's been about 4 or 5 months, y'all, and it's still not working. Now, come to find out, so we get a mechanic out here, and he's trying to fix everything that we telling him or whatever, and he puts the new little part on. It cost me like, it wasn't a lot. It was like $40 for him to put it on. The part cost like $20. It wasn't, I wasn't really tripping off of that. Then he goes and he's like, well, let me try because after he did that, it still didn't work. So he was like, well, let me see, your all your plugs and all that stuff. So he looks at all the plugs and he's like, I don't know. Everything seems fine to me. So then I'm like, okay, cool, but he was like, I don't know, let me try something else. So he tries to hook up the van to the little machine that reads, the code reader. As a matter of fact, he tries to hook it up to the code reader or whatever, and no codes come up except for something that was going on with my check engine light. But then come to find out, whatever was going on with my check engine light had to do with my computer. So he was like, okay, well, have you tried, seeing if there's something wrong with your computer? So he looks and he connects his code reader to my car, and nothing happens. I mean, the code reader is just blank. As a matter of fact, the first time he hooked it up, it was a check engine light because of my O2 sensor. And he was like, once you get that O2 sensor on there, everything will be fine. So we get the O2 sensor and check engine light goes off. So I was like, okay, cool. Then the check engine light comes back on, and he was like, well, I don't know why it would do that. And I just changed your O2 sensor. Like, what the heck? So he's like, okay, well, let me try and see what's going on with your computer. So he tries to hook it up again, and nothing comes on. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. So he's like, maybe it's your battery. So he hooks it up to the battery. He hooks to the jumper cables, and he jumps my car, and the car still won't start. So he's like, well, did you get a new starter? I said, yeah. He was like, was it put on right? I was like, yeah. And then he's like, well, maybe it's your alternator. Maybe it's draining your battery. So he was like, well, did you get a new alternator? I said, yeah. He was like, okay. So he's like, well, I don't understand what could possibly be wrong with your car. Come to find out, it's the freaking computer. Now, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking it's a computer. Maybe like $100, $200 at the max, 300 maybe, possibly for a good computer, right? Bruh. When I tell you, when I call, because my dad is like, call Nissan and see, how much it is. Maybe it's only going to cost you so much. It might be better to just do it through Nissan. We'll just have it towed to Nissan. Okay. I call Nissan. Let me tell you what they tell me. We're just going to put this eyeliner on real quick. Yes, sir. No, sir. They tell me 2,100 and some odd dollars. You think I'm lying? Look, what made her say, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Girl. I was like, are y'all serious? And they're like, yep. And that's not including us putting it on. For us to put it on, it's going to cost another $500 because it has to be programmed. So, do you think I have that type of money? No. No, I do not. Do you think I was going to pay that type of money? Even my dad, who is this man, I love you, Dad. I really do. But this man will try to take any corner he can to that, so that he doesn't have to pay an expensive amount of money, which I understand, because although he makes good money, his money means something to him because he makes good money. So when he was like, don't pay that, no, don't pay that. He was like, even with my car, and mine is a newer car. Mind you, he has a 2019 Nissan Maxima. Is it 2019? Yes, he has a 2019 Nissan Maxima. He said, if that thing go out like yours did, can you say, chop chop? Now, when I take all, especially my elders, and especially somebody who I respect, who has been in my life, who has not had to be in my life, because he had love for my mother, and has love for my mother, and has love for me. But for this man to tell me, no, don't pay that, because even though I have the money, I wouldn't pay that. What y'all think I did? I didn't pay that. That's almost $4,000. No, that's about $3,000 right there. Like, I feel like my nose is running, but it's not. I don't feel nothing. I mean, you know, on the inside. You know what it is? I don't like being behind the camera myself. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because I know that I don't like being behind the camera too much. So with me doing this, it's going to help me get used to and all that jazz of being behind the camera. And plus, you know, I like doing my makeup and all that stuff. Excuse me if y'all heard that. If not, then disregard. But yeah, so about 4 or 5 months my car has been on the outs. Now, this month I came into a little money, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna fix it. I find the computer for like $90. No thanks to you, Nissan. Now, so I find the computer for like $90, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, because I am that person. I don't care, you know what I mean? what anybody thinks. I will get under a car in a minute and work on whatever it is. Now, mind you, with my 2005 Pontiac Montana, I did a lot of that. I put on, I bought a new radiator, as a matter of fact, for that Nissan Montana, and I ended up getting the wrong radiator because mine took a special, I don't know what it is, but I guess it was like a S-Class Pontiac Montana, and I got I got one for a different class, so it was, you know, the little piece or whatever it was on the wrong side. So if you see me looking down, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I am cleaning. I have this thing where if I see something that has to be cleaned, it's going to get cleaned up. If you know anybody around me and you see anybody, yeah, my apartment may not be the cleanest on a daily basis, but for the most part, it is clean. Like, yeah, my counter is not the cleanest right now, but the rest of my apartment is like super clean. And the only reason why that counter is not the cleanest is because I don't know what it is, but it just accumulates everything. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, at one point in time, my husband would get on my case about it. But anyways, you know, not on my case about just the counter, but the apartment, because I was really depressed. I was really depressed, y'all. And it took for me and my husband to separate and all that jazz for me to get out of that depression. And it wasn't because of him. It was because of me. It was my thoughts, my, you know, issues. You know what I just noticed? Now this piece right here, that piece is supposed to be in here. And it just done came out. But, you know, we gonna try and fix that. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't because of him. I was depressed because of the way that I looked, y'all. And it's not because, you know, people didn't tell me you know, you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, you have, you know, a lot going for you, all that stuff, you know. Because my family, you know, they always tell me you have a lot going for you. You're very beautiful. You know, you're very, you know, talented. You're very driven. And they tell me this all the time. But it's not about what other people say to you. It's how you feel about yourself on the inside. I just wasn't feeling myself. There, I fixed it. Ain't that about something? See, it's no longer there. And now it's in there. So, yeah. I just wasn't feeling it. You know, I wasn't feeling myself. I had lost myself in being a parent, in raising my kids, in the everyday life that it took to raise 5 kids. My body wasn't the same after having the twins. It's still not the same, but I am more aware of me. It took a lot of me hanging with my family. Like at one point in time during the Christmas time, I stayed, now not just me, my kids, all 5 of them, stayed at my mom and my dad's house. Now mind you, my mom and my dad have a 3-bedroom house, and my brother lives there, and I just kind of took back over my old room. Well, me and the kids. And they knew what was going on. They knew, you know, everything that was going on or whatever. And they knew that I kind of needed that support, and they supported me through it. Um, they supported me through it, and I really appreciate them for that, because I kind of felt like I didn't have a support system at one point in time, because it's been a lot, to go on between my husband and I, and my family really didn't approve, because, and at the time I understood that, and why they didn't approve and all that. So you know but now things are a lot better between my husband and my family, and they're a lot better between my husband and I, and it's a lot better between, just everything, our whole family dynamic. It's a lot more understanding, a lot more, talking, a lot more between, our families and whatnot. And although we don't really speak to my husband's family that lives a lot closer to us, but at least I don't. But we do speak to his mom, his auntie, his sisters, and all that stuff. And my husband speaks to them. I mean, not to say that I don't speak to them when I am spoken to. I do. That sounds crazy, but I try to give him his time with his family, because he lives, a few, he lives a little farther away from them than when we was going through our situation, he lived so much closer to them. And, they kind of rekindled their relationship, because at the time he had an somewhat estranged relationship with his family out there also. So, I just, when people say hi to me, I say hello, I speak. I'm not rude. When somebody adds me to the conversation, if I'm in the situation. So yeah, when I am talked to, or they notice that I'm in the room, they say something to me. I'm not going to be rude and not say, hi, hello, how you doing, what's going on, whatever. I mean, who does that? There are some people out there, don't get it twisted, there are some people out there who do that, but I am not one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I first meet people think that I am mean or whatever, but that's just in my character. I've always been the person to um I've always been that person who observes. I don't just open my mouth and start talking. That's never been me ever. Um so okay. But that's never been me. So if I'm spoken to, if that's always been my character. You speak to me, I speak back. That's just me. I was raised a little different. If somebody, you could tell if somebody has an issue. I've never had an issue with anybody in my husband's family, as far as I know, except for a couple of people who shall not be named. Yeah. And they shall not be named, because I have no right to do that. And it's not really important, because who deserves that energy? Who deserves that? You know what I'm saying? This looks. Um, but yeah, anyways, back on topic. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you mess with me, I mess with you. Period. That's it. I know if this cat jump on my desk one more time. This eye is always a little different. But either way it goes, I only mess with a certain amount of people, and yeah, so that's that. But we gonna get back to this car situation. I'm still looking for the part, y'all. It's always this eye. This eye is always better than this one. So what I'm gonna do is um, I don't know. There. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't really mess with too many people, regardless. I've had a lot of issues with people trying to get at my husband, so-called friends. I've had a lot of issue of my husband's friends trying to get at me, so-called friends. I've had a lot of issues with a lot. So I don't trust too many people. But back on this car situation. So, still trying to look for the part, y'all. And to be honest, my husband and I have been actually looking at some more cars because we can't go too long without having, especially, the winter time is coming up, y'all. So, the winter time is coming up, y'all, and holidays are coming up and all that. I did that to do this. Which I'm probably just gonna do this. I'm gonna try again, cause the black is too black and the brown is not dark enough. So I'm probably just gonna do the brown. Sir.
She's running at me. Every time I close the blanket, she'll get closer.
this color. Although it could be a little, I don't know, brighter, I guess. Because to me, it kind of looks like, I don't know. Maybe I should have did that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't. I don't know. I'm not going nowhere, so. I'll figure it out, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, until we find this dang on computer properly that's not costing an arm, a leg, a kidney, and 2 ovaries. You know what I'm saying? This is just, I'm just gonna have to deal. We're just gonna have to deal for now, because that's just what it is. I'm trying to figure out which lashes I have wanted to put on. But it's probably just gonna be them little old fables that I put on, because I like my little old fables. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen during these holiday seasons if I don't, or we don't get another car. And then I don't like being stagnant at the home. I mean, yeah, the coronavirus is going around. I get it. And everybody needs to be at home. But I like to visit the people who I know don't have the coronavirus. And the reason why I know they don't is because, for one, it's just family. And for two, my parents are constantly tested for the coronavirus. My mom works in the medical field, and my dad works with the city, and they are constantly tested because of it. And my brother, he works, yes, but right now he is, and he also gets tested. He pays for his little testing to be done. And he also goes to school, and all the schools are closed, so he's in college online. So, you know what I'm saying? I know these people don't have it. So, and I like to spend a lot of time with my family. This is the time where you should be spending time with your family, being, you know, in safe environments, and being safe and around family that you know what I'm saying, is okay. I mean, what better, what better, thing is there to do besides be around family? And then I also want to go and see, I'm sure my kids want to see, their other family in other parts of the city. And you know what I'm saying, like, I don't like asking people to do much. I don't like, you know what I mean, because how I feel is, my family did not have my kids, and they have no obligation to, I mean, yeah, they help a lot, and you know what I mean, but they have no obligation to take care of what goes on in my household. And I don't expect them to, because It's not their job. You know what I'm saying? It's not their job. I had my kids. It's my job. It's my husband's job. You know what I'm saying? And I like being independent. I had to learn that too while my husband and I were separated. I like being independent. I like doing things on my own. I like, not having to. And if that makes me a bad wife, then it makes me a bad wife. But I like not relying on anybody. I like not having to, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily check in, but you know what I'm saying, like with a spouse, you always got, I feel obligated to say, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that, oh, you know what I'm saying, oh, I'm going this place, oh, I'm going to do this, you know what I'm saying? And when you are single, because although I was separated, I was single, I was able to do whatever it is that I wanted to do, go places that I wanted to go, do things that I wanted to do whenever and whatever time, go for rides, take my kids to go, you know what I mean? I like what you miss that. And I think that it is, in my mind, I think that it's normal. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily miss being single because I did, and I think I stayed away from home a lot because I didn't like the fact that there was nobody for me to come home to besides my kids. I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but there was nobody, you know what I mean, for me to like cuddle with at night. I'm cuddling with my freaking kids, my twins, as a matter of fact. I mean, yeah, I had a lot going on, but you know what I mean? On a daily basis, you get used to talking to somebody every day, regardless of if things are good or bad. You get used to that. You get used to sharing your day with somebody. And I stayed away from home because I didn't have anybody to do that to. I didn't have nobody to share my day with. I didn't have nobody to, tell me, how their day was, to help me with the kids, to, you know what I mean? I didn't have that. I just didn't. It didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't have it. And I stayed away from home because of it. We were barely home. I was always out at my auntie house, or at my mama house, at my daddy house, or I was working, or taking trips to the Bay Area just because, or taking trips to around the city, eating out, all this type of stuff, because I could, and I didn't want to come home. You know what I'm saying? I still don't like being at home. I don't like being at home. It's not being at home and sitting at home all day, every day, because this coronavirus has been really wearing on everybody, I do believe, but especially those with mental health issues. I know it is really wearing on these people because it's wearing on me. So yeah. But right now, what I'm doing is, to stay happy, I am doing my makeup every day, or trying to do it every day, doing my videos, trying to get out every now and again with my auntie and go places, with her, and doing things. I try to work out with my kids. I work out at home. I do, at home schooling with my kids. I mean, all of them. My son is not in school yet, and my 4-year-old is not technically in school yet. My 3-year-old is still learning ABCs and all that stuff, and so is my 4 year old, and numbers. And you know, it's not learning them because they know them, they just don't know them by actual sight. So if you pull up a letter and they'll be like, I don't know what that is, unless you put it next to something that I mean, they know some of them. I can't say that because they know some of them, but unless you put them next to a picture. God, this is difficult. This is going to be more difficult than what I thought, because this is technically my first time putting on lashes in the camera. And one of my twins is back there. Okay. Yeah, so one of my twins was back there having an issue because she wanted the ball. I finally got that one lash on though, y'all. Although I'm gonna have to do some blending. But I got that one lash on. So yeah, I did get that one lash on finally, y'all. One of my twins was back there having an issue because they was playing with the ball and they wanted the ball. And they're not really supposed to be playing with the balls in the house, although my son loves his little football. He likes his football. He likes his basketball. He is definitely a boy's boy. He is definitely. I mean, both of my sons are. My son is in, he plays football. I'll put some videos up of that too, especially from last year. I do believe I still have them. I went to every game, me and my kids, even when my husband and I were estranged. I did FaceTimes and videos and sent him videos. If he was working, you know, I would send him a lot of videos. And yeah, I mean, I think that's us being apart because we had been together for so long. Us being apart helped our relationship now, and got us to have more understanding now. Because when before that, it was issue on top of issue, misunderstanding on top of misunderstanding, and it wasn't always on my husband's part. It was also on mine. But you know, me being me and him being him, we had to basically grow apart to grow together. And that's kind of what happened. You know, we grew apart a little bit, and well, this time it was actually because of a different situation. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say weird, it was like weird. I was like, what? You know what I mean? But things happened, and we ended up coming back together. And you know, if it wasn't meant to be at the time, you know, what I would say, well, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. If not, then, you know, we could always be, you know, good co-parents. And we were co-parenting very well. For the most part, we were co-parenting very well, up until an incident happened. And I'll get into that another time because, like I said, it's something that I have to talk to my husband about and see if he's okay with putting that out there to the YouTube world. You know? you know, with every relationship, there's compromise and excuse me, y'all, compromise and communication. And with that communication comes, you know, me talking to him about content that I want to put on my YouTube page if it pertains to him. Most of the time I don't say anything to him about, you know, what I'm talking about because it don't pertain to him. I'm not saying that it's none of his business because he does watch my videos, but it you know what I mean, like it just doesn't pertain to him, you know what I mean, like it doesn't have anything to say about our relationship, basically. So it doesn't, you know, affect him. He watches my content because he is on my page, on my, not my page, excuse me, but he is on my YouTube videos often. And yeah, he has his own YouTube page, and it don't have nothing to do with me. I watch his videos, but it don't got nothing to do with me. It don't have nothing to do with our relationship. He don't really talk on his page like that, as far as I know. On his YouTube channel, you know, it's mainly gaming, so it don't pertain to me. I don't, you know, I'm a gamer. I play games, but you know, he plays heavily. I play when I get bored, or you know what I mean, like I don't know. I just, you know, when I feel like it, when I have a little spare time. Because I mainly take care of the kids. Not saying that my husband doesn't take care of the kids, because he does. He does his part when it pertains to the kids. But I take care of the kids mostly. And so, yeah. But we'll talk about that another time, I guess. I miss my car, though. I miss my van. My kids miss it. They always asking, when are we going for a drive, mommy? Because like I said, we were going for outings every day. If we weren't at my mom's house every day when she got off of work, we was at my auntie house. If we wasn't at my auntie house, then we was going to visit somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would visit his family, who I'm kind of estranged from right now, and we're kind of estranged from because of some situations. But we were gone. We were never here. And then when we did come back, it was after we had already eaten dinner and we were getting ready for bed. Everybody take a bath, go to sleep. That's how it went for almost 9 months. About 9 months. So December, November, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 10 months. So about 10 months. Yeah, about 10 months. So but yeah, so this eye is always, it don't matter what I do, this eyebrow is always the best. Even with my piercing, this eyebrow is always the best. This eyelash is always the best. This eyeliner is always the best. I don't know what it is about this side of my face. Why can I not do this side of my face correctly? Your guess is as good as mine, y'all. Yeah, so this eye, I don't know. And I know, you know, people always say, oh, I got a good side and a bad side. I do. I'm one of those people. It's always this side. Then there's this side. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, yeah, so But yeah, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this lip. Let me go regulate these kids real quick. Because maybe that's what the issue was. I just need a little liner. But yeah, so this is gonna be the end of my look because I like a natural look. That's just me. I've always done just like a natural look. If I do something else, it's because I'm actually, you know what I'm saying, going somewhere. I'm actually going, you know what I mean, going out somewhere. But I'm not going out anywhere. And I'm just roughly brushing my hair, so don't mind me, y'all. I've always done the same. That's my little kitty cat, y'all. Kitty, kitty. Her name is Selena. What's going on, little strands? Look, look. What is this about? What is this? She's somehow, I think when my son went out this morning to take the trash out, he accidentally let in a fly. So she is chasing that there fly. And I don't mind it but she better not jump on my desk again, I know that. But I don't mind it because she eats them. And I think they give her gas because it wouldn't be the first time that she caught a fly. But for some reason, every time she catches them and she eats them, she's got really, she gets gassy. But that doesn't stop her from chasing them. What is this? What is this, ma'am? What is this about? Sure, sir. Needs to use my charger. Oh. But you know, despite my faults and despite my husband's faults, my husband loves me. And I love him. And if we weren't to work out for whatever reason, it would still be that way. And just like before, we would be good co-parents. Right here. Yeah, you walked off when I was trying to give it to you, so we would be good co-parents, and he would always help me with whatever it is, you know, even when I was going to be moving, while we were gone, he was just like, why didn't you call me? I would have helped you. I don't understand. And I'm being stubborn, and I was just like, it was some things going on, and I was just like, I'm not calling him. So, kind of liking the look. I don't do blush because I just don't. And I don't know. I think I look good. True. I look glamorous. But this is an everyday look. Every day. I would do, the same kind of look any other day. Although I'm going to try to do some other looks. I'll try and do some other looks. Oop, poke myself a little bit. I will try to do some other looks. Other natural looking looks. But this is gonna be my look for today though, y'all. To finish up my dinner. And maybe, anyways, y'all. So that's it. Yep. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna sign off now by saying, do what makes you happy. Be happy. And whatever that is, whatever, whoever, wherever, just be happy. Because you're not given but this one day. Who knows? You could not wake up tomorrow. But whatever it is that you do, be happy doing it. Bye, y'all. Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to another video. So, I look all disheveled and so, let's try this again. Hey girl, hey. How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back to another video. Lord Jesus, child. Here you go. Look, I'm not gonna start this thing over again, so we just gonna do what it do and make do with these children's one of their snacks. Bananas, that's right.
It's bananas.
Yes, it's bananas. So, I'm trying to do my makeup here. I'm glad I didn't start yet because here they come. One of these bananas. Yeah. My kids love fruit. They love fruit and vegetables, which is weird for other people. It's not weird for me because even my oldest son, when he was growing up, he used to eat fruits and vegetables too, all the time. It's not another one over here, but you can have one from over there. He still does. As you see, he came back asking me for some bananas, and they over there. They right over there. As you see, he's getting one. So, yeah.